Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another recap movie review. This movie was just brought to me by Amazon Prime. Shout out to Tyler Perry for this. And the crazy thing is, it dropped on my birthday, which was yesterday. So it's Divorce in the Black. That movie was intense. It was a little bit out there, but overall, it was good to me. So, it stars Megan Good, Corey Hardrick, Debbie Morgan, Richard Lawson, and a couple of others. Oh, the dude that was in The Era from the Block. Yeah, that movie was crazy. So the first couple of minutes of the movie was like, did that really just happen? Yes, it did. So, Ava and Dallas, they're married. Dallas is from like, it's given like, you ever watch those movies and you know how you go into like certain parts of a, how would you say, of a town, and like they just don't mess with you? It's giving that of Dallas's family. So Dallas is a son of 5. One of his brothers got murdered because they was doing dumb stuff, you know, how you go and people just be doing dumb stuff just to be doing dumb stuff. So basically he got killed for his actions. You tried to rob people and they shot you point blank, period. So Dallas married Ava. They've been together since they were just fresh out of high school. And his mom didn't like her. So you mean to tell me y'all been married for like what, close to what, 15 plus years, and your mom hasn't accepted her at all? So they go to his funeral, one of the brothers' funeral, and and the father, the preacher, is Ava's father. So he basically was preaching how the son was no good. And his mom, the mom, Mrs. Bertrand, she ain't like that. She felt as if it was Ava's fault for why things went the way it did. So she felt some type of way. She basically had her kids take the body out of the casket. So basically if it wasn't for Ava trying to do a proper burial, things didn't go that way. So they end up, you know, saying all these hurtful things. And Ava's just like, she don't even know what she got herself into. So they end up taking the body out the casket. They go home and they bury him on a part of their land at their house. Because they live like a trailer park country town of a place. So they live in the country part of Atlanta, and I guess Ava and Dallas live in like the city part. So it takes a while to get there. So Ava, she stays behind at the church, and her friend Rona and Rona's husband Jim, they're just like, but basically Rona tells her how it is, and Ava was like, so a friend, you're supposed to be my friend, you're supposed to support me regardless of anything and how I'm feeling. She was like, yeah, but I'm also going to be the one that's not going to sugarcoat or lie to you. So they hugged it out and whatever the case may be, because it's just like everybody was talking like, what the heck just happened? And it's just like, So as the days and stuff progress, well, later on that night, Ava goes to the Bertrand's home, and one of the two or three of the brothers don't like her, but one of the brothers, Morris, he's kind of on her side, but he's not. He's a little bit more lenient towards her. So she basically calls Morris and, and stuff like this, see where the brother is at. Come find out he's in the truck. So she gets to the truck where he's at, and he's talking to her, and she's talking to her. She was like, I love you, and stuff like that. He ain't going for it. He basically was just like, I think it's time for me to leave you. So with the talk of his mom and his brothers, they feel as if Ava's a bad fit for him. When in all actuality, she was good. She took up with a lot. And she still stayed by their side. So, fast forward. Dallas wants a divorce from Ava. Ava was just like, she was going through it. She was just like crying. She ended up going back home to her parents' house so she can get some peace of mind. Also, Rona gave her a envelope filled with a whole bunch of papers that basically said how bad Dallas treated her over the years. And that night, she went home and went to sleep. By the time the morning came, the mom done read the note, and she was crying for her. Just like, I didn't know how much you endured over those years. She was like, yeah, it was embarrassing. Like, you always told me to be y'all always told me to be by my man's side through thick and thin, and for better or for worse, and that's just what I did. And the mom was like, nah, this wasn't healthy. You shouldn't have did that. So eventually Ava starts getting her life together. So she ends up rekindling a romance. At first, it was just friends. One of her friends, Benji, and he comes in the picture. Come to find out, Dallas and his brothers, when they were younger, put Benji in the hospital. It's just like, it's given, how would you say? Yeah, I know, like, they always associate this, but in like certain parts of Texas, they have like that redneck country. It's giving those vibes with them. So basically, they could do no wrong in nobody's eyes, and nobody can't touch them. Basically, is what it's given. So once Dallas finds out that she's spending more time with Benji, he starts coming around, showing up at the job, coming into her house, and the locks have been changed. It's just like, what? Long story short, Dallas starts messing with the mom, her dad, and Benji. So he basically had Benji's animals killed on his farm. He went and antagonized her mom while she was at the store, put hands on her. When the father found out, because that's a small town, he went to their house with his shotgun and whatever. All the brothers was outside talking, along with the mom. And one of the brothers ended up shooting the dad in the leg and beating him up with a bat and stuff like that. So they ended up putting him in the hospital. That was after the fact. The dad found out. He went and changed the locks and stuff at Ava's house. So now Ava's on the fence. She's just sad. Like, what the heck happened to my father? Like, did y'all really put hands on him and stuff like that? So the sheriff couldn't do nothing about it because they haven't got enough proof that he really did everything that's been done. And everybody's like, what more proof do you need? We know they did it. Y'all know they did it. Like, make it make sense. So later on, after they put the father in the hospital, Ava basically calls Dallas and just was like, I'm about to go home to make love to Benji. And so they're basically antagonizing him because she's fed up with everything he done put her through. And it's like, So come to find out, Dallas treated Ava that way because that's all he knew. He saw his father treat his mom that way. And he ended up killing his father. Yeah. And so the mom basically, she adapted to that behavior. She didn't feel like, okay, yeah, I still with my man. He beat the crap out of me, but I'm still here. So now she's got that hardened shell that made her boys despise any woman. Like, if you knew you went through all that, why would you let your son put another female through what you've been through? And you think it's okay, the way he treats her and stuff like that. So basically, in her eyes, her kids did nothing wrong. Even though they did that and 10 times more, her kids was like angels to her. Everybody's opinions and outside thoughts about them was false. And her kids basically could do no wrong. So Ava got fed up. And she basically had a camera set up in her house. He came to the house. Benji was calling to see where she was at. He also called Rona and Jim to see where she was at, and she wasn't there, that she wasn't at the trailer park of their house. So she was back home, and lo and behold, Dallas showed up. He starts beating her on her, pushed her on the floor, dropped her into the sink. She flew over the counter. Next thing you know, she picks up a gun. He was like, "You're not going to shoot me. You're not going to shoot me." After him beat her up and got her all these bruises on her face, she was like, "Yeah, thank you for giving me all the bruises I needed." And she ended up shooting him. Next thing you know, the cops came. He gets put into the hospital. Everybody showed her some love and support. And just like, when they get to the hospital, they see the family there. And the mom was like, "You shot my boy." She was like, "It is what it is. Let this be over. Like, anybody got time for this? It's over. It's done." And yeah, the father recovered. She recovered from her injuries. And I guess they all went on to live a happy and blessed life. Like, it's crazy how you basically let your family influence how you feel about someone. If that was the case, you should have let her go a long time ago. You really wasted like 20 plus years on nonsense. Like, that's crazy. It was getting to the point where after he said he wanted the divorce, he started showing up everywhere she was at. Like, they even held a party for him. And he was like outside watching his friend's house because Jim is also his friend, even though Rona is her friend. So it's just like, yeah, it was crazy. He was going through it. Like, basically, if I can't have you, nobody can have you type situation. So I'm honestly glad she was able to get away from that, able to heal in her new relationship and give her peace of mind that he ain't gonna bother her no more and stuff like that. It was crazy. It was definitely worth watching. Trust me, you would not be disappointed. I mean, some have conflicted thoughts about it. Like, some say it wasn't too good. Like, Tyler Perry could have did better. Me personally, I enjoyed it because it's like, it's giving those vibes, but it's just like, you have to sit to watch it from start to finish to actually understand the thought process behind it. Because people like that, people go through that on a daily basis, and it's kind of hard to prove, like, he said, she said. So without any proof and a paper trail, yeah, you're going to be stuck. And I'm glad she was smart enough to listen to her friend telling her to get a restraining order and stuff like that. Even the process is hard, but it's definitely more rewarding in the long run, unless you know you don't be too scared to wait till the last minute to try to do some things. Like, if you notice a pattern of domestic abuse, document it, because it's just going to make your process harder, but at the same time easier in the long run if it doesn't, into, fatality. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this recap, and y'all check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. Because at first I thought it was going to be the movie theater. I was like, oh, I'm still going to go see this. But shout out to you, Tyler Perry. This movie was amazing. Thank you for putting it on Amazon Prime. Because it was definitely worth watching. So, with that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.